if you hire brokers who can't do secondary, who can't get licensed, who can't deal with proper contracts and proper transactions, they have to sell off-plan only. Hello and welcome to your weekly news dump. My name is Artem, I'm CEO of Akord Properties, and this is your weekly news. Here we mostly talk Dubai's real estate and anything else that piqued my interest. Please like this video, subscribe to us and press the bell icon, and let's get into the news. Before we get started, some new decoration for the background. Proud of that one. So yeah, this week in our company's life, had a lot of meetings, had a lot of plans. We're in final stages of hiring an in-house camera guy. We had that on outsource. Now we're getting internal guy who will just deal with content production. This is incredible. This is very important to me. Quite honestly, this will increase our production abilities manifold, right? There will be less talking head. Well, there will be just as much or probably more talking head as we plan, but there also will be a bunch of lifestyle, us going places, us talking about things. Otherwise, yeah, deals are going strong, but my brokers are not stressed enough, so reach out to us, drop me an email, call us, we'll be happy to help. The easiest is to WhatsApp us. You WhatsApp our work phone, it will be me checking the message. I will get you with our best broker. Anyway, let's get into the news. Actually, before we get into news, yeah, I'm happy if you want to buy something. But look, if you're watching those news and you already have real estate and you want to sell it, I'm not going to be just happy. I will be over the moon. We need stock. We need stock badly. We will pick up your thing. We will do the best treatment. You mentioned that you come from YouTube. That means we will do this full photographing session. We will sign you up to the best possible way. We can do 360 videos, 360 tours of your apartment. We can do everything. Just WhatsApp us. The phone is in the description. Tell you came from YouTube video. We will sort you out. So let's start with Dubai's favorite topic, airports. Dubai was built around an airport, quite frankly, and it always has a special place in the heart of local rulers and a local community. Dubai understands very well how crucial it is to have a major hub airport in your city to support your economy. That's why Abu Dhabi recently finished their airport, and here's CNN talking about current Dubai efforts to build the Al Maktoum or Dubai World Central kind of airport, which will be the world's largest by far, which will be much bigger than the current DXB. Although DXB is huge, if you've been to Dubai airport, it's pretty good. Although it does just about start showing its age. It's already been beaten by a few, and they can't have that going on for long. So what's going on really? So this airport is actually in south of Dubai, not in north of Dubai. So it's a completely different side of town. And it was, as I understand, initially a way to connect both sides of Emirates with convenient airports. And right now, it's still far from being anything promised. Right now, I only once had to pick up my friend from the flight into Al Maktoum. It's also known as Al Maktoum International. And quite frankly, right now it's a small airport. It's not really doing all that much. They did have to, as they say, prioritize investment into current airport because demand was so strong and so urgent that it just made sense to improve the current. But it feels like they start to prioritize in Al Maktoum nowadays. The more and more talk is about shifting there, moving there. The more and more people I hear about flying in and out. And it's very important because when you start thinking about Dubai South in this direction, you're thinking about far side in your mind, far side of Dubai, right? Well, it's not going to be far side for long, and that's why a lot of things I'm going to be talking about in the future, and some things I'm going to be talking about today, they really tie into that. Dubai feels, for outside observer, very chaotic in the way it builds itself, but when you start going in depth, it becomes very obvious there is a very good plan behind it. It's not a coincidence. It's not dumb luck that Dubai is doing so well. It is a product of very thorough, yes, sometimes slowed, but very thorough planning. And the future plans for this area, around this airport, closer to this airport, in general, in southern half of Dubai, are incredible. They're not as obvious. They're taking the time to see, but they're incredible. And I'm already telling you, the sophisticated investors are all there. We are here to accommodate the guys who are following the investors who are at the top of their game. And that's why we're offering it quite a lot, and we're offering it for good reasons, right? This airport is where the Dubai is going. It's important both symbolically and infrastructurally. On to the next news. And to not keep them away from each other, let's move into what ties into this Dubai South and Dubai East, Southeast kind of direction. So, Emaar announces 2 more projects in Dubai. We don't know much. We know essentially just the names, and the names already going to tell us a lot about the kind of direction. The Heights Country Club and Grand Club Resort are the 2 projects. They'll be next to Dubai Oasis, which I already talked about. They're southeast of Dubai, not the area which most of the investors, most of visitors to Dubai would be familiar, but the area moving very fast. Already you have Miraz building their acres nearby. Already everyone is making their moves and developing it fast. It's mostly single household homes, so townhouses and villas, possibly some semi-detached, with a small amount of high-rises. What's going on is there's a lot of space to play there. The land there is, in Dubai terms, extremely cheap. So the buildings and all of the projects, they come at a little bit of a different scale. They come with a lot of communal space, with a lot of private space, just a lot of land. It's a lot of desert to be built and to be developed, and they don't mind because right now, market's doing great. They have a lot of money to do so. So they're doing that. The previous episode, I told that the Oasis will be incredible, and I highly recommend to enter those early stages. It will be a bit of the wait, but it's just the right thing to have long-term investment in. And this is just confirms what I said. It is, I told you so coming, not a couple of years later as I expected, but it's the first I told you so coming a week later. So should have called us. Once again, what's happened in the description. The Heights Country Club and Grand Club Resort will be right next to Oasis. It will be kind of self-sustained area. You know, already I explained at length how Emaar works. Everything Emaar delivers is good as a standalone area. You don't even need the rest of Dubai if you live in Emaar areas. I live in Creek. If I didn't have a job, I wouldn't need to leave a Creek. Or if I had an office in Creek, I suggested that, but people protested because it's a long commute for everyone except for me. Fine. I'm actually still upset about that. We need to move out our office to Creek. I will do that at some point. You want long-term investment in Dubai? You want next time Dubai is going through its cyclical boom, be the guy laughing all the way to the bank? Call us. Let's get onto your case with Oasis. Let's get onto your case with Heights Country Club and the Grand Club Resort. if you have reasonable amounts of money, you can really play there because you can straight away go with multiple units. You still can choose prime locations without big buying history with Emaar, which is important because you will have the best units in the area at the peak of the interest in, let's say, 8 years from now, selling, and it will be whatever price you name. It's simple as that. To summarize, yep, South is Dubai. Look into it. Long-term investment potential is incredible. The news suggested. Let's get into the next news. This one is a bit more from a call from a past for me. So Dubai boat shows back in town. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love that. Dubai boat show is an incredible place to be. I'll probably visit it this Sunday. I hopefully will. Depends on how busy I am, but I really want to. And let me shout out a few brands present there. First of all, local manufacturer Majesty. They have a lot of sub-brands, a lot of styles they produce, a lot of which differ by price range, size range, design language, finish quality. I wouldn't say even finish quality, but finish grade, right? All of them are pretty good quality for at least the price they offer. But what really impresses me is just 10 years ago, Majesty, I wouldn't even consider naming them. Great boating brand. And in 10 years, which is no time in boating terms, Majesty made so much progress. They're playing with the big boys now. They're in big boys leagues. It's impressive. Massive applaud. And of course, let me shout out Fairline. I mean, I loved Fairline all my life. Been very close to the brand myself. I don't think they will have anything in stock, but if you're in Dubai Boat Show, looking for a boat, come talk to Fairline. I'm getting nothing from that. I'm not getting paid, unfortunately, by them. But you know what? They have their own quirks, but they are probably the best quality boats you can buy. By the amount of kind of this balance of passion to technical innovation to good old-fashioned maritime tradition. I mean, it's British boats, and as much as I like Majesty, cannot beat British brands. And I don't like Sunseeker because I don't like thick gold chains. And I don't like Princess because I'm not boring. So I suggest Fairline. On to the next news. And let's continue with not real estate news, but more of Dubai news. Drone shows again. I think I'm close to getting oversaturated and stopping being impressed by drone shows. But I'm still impressed. I mean, it's colorful lights shining. It's that simple. Lights equals serotonin uprise. Brilliant. Love it. I love how easily I am entertained with just blinking lights. Nothing changed since I was a toddler. This one is actually branded, which is the kind of Dubai first. Pepsi using Ain Dubai and all this area, which is where you usually hold drone shows, to promote their new logo. And it's good on them. It's an interesting precedent, of course. It's incredible new marketing technology, advertising technology, right? I would love to be able to afford it and to order that in. Actually, great. My problem is with the new Pepsi logo. So it took me a solid 20 minutes to work out what actually changed, because this logo and this logo, they are the same. No, I mean, technically they're different, but they are the same. So what's different about new logo is they have a new ugly font. That's it. And I'm not as much impressed with that, but I'm impressed with the marketing of the thing, right? First of all, the whole new way to launch a logo, to promote the drink, to keep it a leading drink in MENA, because it's one of the few markets where Pepsi beats Coca-Cola, and big props to them. But also big win for whoever is the branding team who charged them I don't know the market price, how much Pepsi paid for the logo change, but I'm estimating $3 million. Let's be on a low end. Can you imagine they got paid $3 million for that? Whoever sold it is a genius, mate. Come work for us. You'll sell every piece of real estate in Dubai. But either way, big brand got talked into the new logo, which looks like previous logo. Brilliant. On to the next news. So, as usual, there's some clearly paid marketing kind of an article, a paid article by one of the real estate companies trying to promote their off-plan because they're good at selling off-plan. Because if you hire brokers who can't do secondary, who can't get licensed, who can't deal with proper contracts and proper transactions, they have to sell off-plan only. And they're here raving about how off-plan is a foolproof way, and I absolutely hate when people do it. Off-plan, even in this boom, a lot of people, I'll be frank, a lot of people lost money on off-plan. You'll be surprised how many people with those market numbers lost on off-plan. Many less people lost on secondary. Very few did. Off-plan is only for the people who know what the hell they're doing and have a very specific goal in mind in any market. And current Dubai market, I would say very few people needs off-plan specifically. You need to have your specific circumstance which suggests it. It's like medication. You will not go and take antibiotics without a doctor's prescription because it can hurt you. Same here. Talk with your consultants. Talk with our consultancy. We are here, well, at least our company is here to guide you correctly, to guide you to the best decisions for you, because we understand long-term partnerships. We understand having clients for life. It is important. It is something a lot of agencies would not understand, and they try to push for off-plan. And let me be frank with you. When I sell you secondary property, our company gets 2% commission. When I sell you off-plan, my company gets anywhere between 2 and 6% commission. And the time spent to sell you off-plan property is less. And a resource spent from my side as a owner of the company and a finance spend as an owner of the company to sell you off-plan property is less. It's easier to hire, it's easier to manage and administrate, less paperwork, less government relations, less everything, right? I don't need to know how to resell secondary, I don't need to know how to rent correctly and a local rental law. I don't need to know how to do short-term rentals. Honestly, off-plan is a better business move. Short-term. Long-term is what we're going for. We're going for working with clients. And please beware of those kind of articles. Yes, off-plan people, some people make great money, but it's people who know how to play off-plan specifically and who are in good position to do so. Playing off-plan is for big-time pros, and for people who have the right financial incentives and the right financial abilities. And usually the people who win on off-plan already have a whole portfolio of secondary working for them in the city. This is almost necessary to make off-plan work. So simply put, reach out to us. We're happy to assist. You feel confused? Talk to our broker. We will not force you to buy anything. We can't force you to buy anything, and every single one of our brokers is great specialists who will consult you brilliantly, and even if they're stuck, we have a strong team who collaborates. So he will always get the right advice from me, from our head of sales, from his colleagues, and will get you best information available. This company has a lot of expertise, and I offer you to use it. Simple as that. Beware of those articles. Off-plan is not always the right move. On to the next news. So let's move our focus away from Dubai, here's the UAE real estate in general, and we're talking about Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, and Ajman. So they all are showing ROI of 11.5%, as the article claims, and 40% rent hike. So yeah, definitely the whole of UAE market is booming real estate wise. And quite honestly, those areas like Ajman, Ras Al Khaimah, and Sharjah are less developed, less famous, and entered the market much less inflated than Dubai. So they had much more overhead to grow, and they grew faster. That makes sense. And you now gonna say that I'm telling that I have great expertise and I'm always looking for best investments, but I somehow don't talk about that. Why I don't talk about that a lot? It's a complicated issue. I do suggest it to the right investors as an option. We always keep track of those projects. I actually talked a lot about Ras Al Khaimah specifically. If some remember, I did a lot on Ras Al Khaimah. News-wise, I did a lot live streams on that. I feel like we're going to do a series of live streams talking about each emirate and their real estate specifically. I don't think we'll do one on Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Well, maybe Abu Dhabi, but not Dubai, because live stream will be a day long. Who wants a 20-hour live stream? Either way. All those free areas are harder to invest in. They have much less regulation. They have much less established processes compared to Dubai. This understanding is crucial. So you will possibly get higher return rate going to Ras Al Khaimah compared to Dubai, potentially. But it is not a given, and the growth is much less likely if we take some of the areas. So you need to be way more selective with the areas and with the products you're picking up and developers you want to interact with. And then you add to that the risk of less established regulation, right? Risk is still low, but it's a risk. And does it make it worth it as your only investment property? No. Doesn't even make sense as your only investment property in UAE. I don't feel so. Does it make sense as a part of portfolio? Absolutely. Ras Al Khaimah, I suggest Al Marjan Island all the time. I believe it's one of the areas of exponential growth in UAE for real estate value, although prices are already pretty high. But I believe people who are entering the market now will make a lot of money there. Sharjah is a little bit different. It has its own specifics. It has much stricter rules regarding the local culture, regarding entertainment industry. So it's not for everyone. And it has a more limited market. And Ajman is very young on the market. With Ajman, you need to really, 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 really understand you're entering fairly immature real estate market. So they all have their own downsides, their own upsides, and we're well aware of those offerings, but we offer them on per case basis. What we talk about here is something which will work to a certain good extent to everyone, right? Like me talking about Creek. You cannot go wrong with Creek. You cannot go wrong with Downtown. You cannot go wrong with Mina Rashid. That's why I talk so much about Emaar. Emaar solved the puzzle. They can give you guaranteed good investment properties. Even with Marina. I hate Marina, but I cannot deny that investment ROI is pretty good there. Your value appreciation for your assets is not as great, but ROI on your rental income, especially short-term rent, in Marina is incredible. I admit it. I still refuse to say it's good. On to the next news. The last one is, once again, not too serious, but very entertaining. So there was a jet ski race finally in Dubai. Looks really cool. I only managed to see the videos later on and the photos of that. I didn't see it live, unfortunately, didn't have time. I'm definitely going to be making time next time they're doing that, because it looks like it was great fun to be around that. And a big win to UK, actually, in this one. So I guess British are good at jet suits. Who could have known? Well, I guess British Navy were one of the first to implement it anyway, so it's the issue of training as well. But great entertainment was going all around kind of JBR area and Emaar beachfront area. Absolutely incredible event. Love seeing that happening. Yes, we can say it's not really sport yet, but I love the innovation and I love how cool it looks. It's just fun to be around. And that's a brilliant thing. Let me move it into a bit more serious point is Dubai is great at knowing what's fun. It's a very simple thing, it seems, but it's an important thing. It's just to know how to have fun, right? And it feels like Dubai is one of the cities which haven't forgotten it. And that's all for today. Thank you for sticking around for so long. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you hated the video, please leave an angry comment. If you want to see more of our videos, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified when the new video becomes available, do press the bell icon. All of those things help us grow and important to us. Thank you for tuning in and see you next week.